So today we have a CLA45s, the latest generation CLA45 with this almighty 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This is reputed to be the strongest series production 4-cylinder in the world with its 421 brake horsepower. It's rapid. My task today is to make a rapid car even more rapid, and that's exactly what excites me, because this car is rather common nowadays. There's quite a lot of them out there, and they don't know how much potential it really has, and we're about to find out today. So because this car is so intriguing and Mercedes promises to make the fastest and strongest series production 4-cylinder turbo, we want to put it to the test. So we brought it to Dyno today to figure out how much wheel horsepower is it really making. Does it do the 421 horsepower or does it make more? Then what can I do with the stage 1? The car is stock as it is. It has a stock air filter, it has a stock exhaust. Everything is factory stock standard except for the rims. So we want to see what can we do to make it run as best as possible and how much power can we extract from this engine on run 97. So the boys here at CM Motorsport are strapping on the car on Dyno now to get it ready for our base run. So that's the first thing we want to do. We want to dyno it the way it is to see what it makes. Then we will get to the ECU. We'll extract the file. I'll do my magic. And then we run it with the first file and see where can we go. So we start low, start safe, and then slowly approximate the optimum of the car. And hopefully, at the end of the day, we'll be all very happy and the car is going to make some serious power. This is the stock setup, 402 wheel horsepower, Lambda 1 for the longest time, mild enrichment at the end, very smooth power graph. I mean, Mercedes did a freaking good job here, very good job. 400 wheel horsepower is when you run on the previous CLA, the one with the older engine that made 360 horsepower stock or 380 respectively. You need a better intake, you need full exhaust, and then you can really just touch this number. This is what you can do, 400, 510. This is what this car does stock. It's very impressive. So now on to removing the ECU. Joshua is removing the ECU right now, and Amar will assist us in benching out the file. So basically benching means that we connect our B-flash to it directly to extract the file that is saved on the microchip. That file is basically the software that gives this computer the directives to control the engine. So I changed the parameters, which we call tuning, for the engine, for the hardware to follow different specifications, different boosts, different lambda, and so on and so forth. All right, we're done flashing our first file, and we'll take it to Dyno now to see how it does.
Boost we're making 2.4.
2.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's retarding all along even though it's very, very rich. It's a bit too rich for stage 1. So what I'll do is I reduce timing and I set it to the 082 or a little bit leaner than that. It's a bit too rich.
Okay.
And then the boost we can keep. Okay, I'll make an update. The result is very, very good. It's very satisfactory. I mean, you can see the gains over stock there. It is running a bit too rich for my taste, and we're having a little bit of retardation, which means that I asked a little bit too much in terms of timing angle advance, ignition angle advance. So I will reduce that and I'll make it a little bit leaner for the next run to see how that pans out. Considering the things that came to my mind, that came to my attention before, like it's running a little bit too rich, as you can see, lambda 0.8 all the way. I leaned it out a little bit and I adjusted the ignition timing a bit, hoping to get similar results, but just a little better fuel economy. So V2 is flash right now, and the boys are gonna measure it, are gonna run it on dyno in a minute. I was not hoping for more power. I was hoping the same power, but better fuel economy. 554, now we got 444. It's 10 horsepower.
Oh, you went back down?
Yeah, down a little bit. Because I took timing down a little. These are timing settings I would normally run on a stage 2, when it has better intake and so on.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to go too much. I reduced it a little bit to make it more daily drivable based on stock hardware.
Okay.
And had we done a couple of more runs, we would have gone up to 450, for sure. So now you have to respect the fact that when you put the car on the road, you have true ventilation. This little fan cannot simulate a car traveling at almost 200 kilometers an hour. As a matter of fact, this is called rolling road. So you simulate a car traveling on the road. But the conditions are not met in terms of ventilation, in terms of airflow. Yeah?
Not enough.
So it runs way too hot. The intake air is not, this little thing cannot provide the air that you need, or that you in fact get when you're on the road. That's why a road lock is more expressive to me. Yeah, but if you want to see the power, if you want to see the power curve like this, you have to have a dyno.
Right.
So I know now that on top we have less retardation than before. We had tops -3. -3 will easily be compensated when the car's on the road. When the car's on the road, on the true conditions, it will run properly and it will adapt to it. So you know that the ECU will adapt to it and will compensate for that. So now we are in a position where I say this is a very good stage 1. Not stage 1 plus with a different intake or something, stage 1, yeah, based on the stock car. The next thing would be putting in a different intake and putting in a downpipe and full exhaust. Then I can crank it up again.